Hello, guys. This is Wisdom Yam. Today, I just want to talk about the subject of covenants. I think over the years, I've noticed that there's been a lot of transactions occurring in many different places, particularly relating to that subject of covenants. And I think we're at a point in time where some things that are occurring are just dangerous for so many people. I think some people are beginning to enter what they call blood covenants. Now, this can be very dangerous because they open certain things that people are not meant to be allowing themselves to get in their lives. So you'd find that a lot of people don't understand the significance of blood covenants. And I think one of the biggest covenants that people can think of, I think from a biblical context, will be the covenant between David and Jonathan. I think essentially because of that covenant, um, David was able to look after Mephibosheth. That had to do with the covenant that had been established between Jonathan and David. Um, so yeah, so I think even when it comes to marriage, a lot of people forget as well. They're not being taught. I think that a marriage is a covenant, and I think that is a game changer in a lot of ways, because when you enter into a covenant, what essentially saying is you are subscribing to the terms and conditions of that covenant. So I think it only makes sense that before getting into marriage, um, people need to know and understand what it is that they're saying I do to, because you remember, I think one of the key things we talk about is in sickness and in health. That means pretty much it doesn't matter how sick this person is that you one is got married to, they will still be loving them and there with them. Now, obviously, it goes beyond that into things like whether resources are there or resources are not there, are still gonna be with the person, that kind of thing. So it's a bit more intense and a bit more serious than what most people think about it, because I think a lot of the people sort of focus more on the lovey-dovey sort of side of things, but nothing wrong with that. But I think I'm coming to the point where I've seen a lot of people really jumping into establishing blood covenants where they cut themselves and they leak blood. Even some of the people actually, even in marriages, they actually say, look, let's enter blood covenants. Maybe they cut themselves, they bleed a little bit, the other person bleeds, and then they say, look, our marriage is going to be blood covenant. That means if you divorce me or I divorce you, this and this will happen. And it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So a lot of ugly stuff has been occurring. So I think I just wanted to do this video just encourage people to really understand that marriage is when you enter marriage institution, it's a covenant, and also for just people to have that understanding of that, yeah, a covenant is serious, and you really have to go through the terms and conditions of that covenant, or maybe someone like to say the terms of agreement of the covenant, because it's just like sometimes when you enter into a business deal with someone, maybe a long-term business deal with someone, where you say, look, for the next 50 years, I'm gonna be, renting this house, or I'm gonna be, renting this house to you, or but you'll be paying maybe $1,000 per month, or maybe $2,000 a month, or you're gonna be paying me $5,000 a month, whatever. And then in the event that you can't, this will happen. So that is a legal agreement, and also it can be a bit similar in that sense to a covenant, in the sense that a covenant now is more intense. This has become something that is pretty much it's a lifetime thing. You know what I mean? It can go for generations. Some covenants are pretty much eternal. So you know what I mean. So I think the only blood covenant that I think is worthwhile to be involved in was already established anyway. That is through the shed blood of the lamb. That means through the blood of the lamb that was shed on the cross, and that means people choose to accept and to believe, to accept that, and that Jesus Christ is Lord, then they're brought into covenant with God, and they're now into a relationship with God. And I think that's one of the key reasons why many people still don't understand in terms of the covenant with God, because I think we live in a generation that a lot of people make promises that they can't keep. So consequently, it becomes very difficult for people to really trust God, in the sense that if God says do this, I will do this. Even if many of the promises in the Bible, it actually says do this, I'll do that. So I think it makes people really find it very hard in terms of trusting to say, oh well, if I do this, will God really do this? Because they've been in situations where their blueprint is that every time they made a promise, somebody has broken them. Every time they've been into an agreement, somebody has disappointed them. Or in some cases, many people disappoint other people through agreements, through legal arrangements, and things like that. Some people even are losing property through agreements and things. So it becomes very difficult for people who have had those promises broken, marriage relationships are broken, and just even boyfriend girlfriend relationships, where maybe a girl promises, maybe do promises a girl that, look, it doesn't matter how things are gonna be like, but I'm gonna marry you, da da da, and then the last minute the girl walks out and they've been dating for 5 years. You know what I mean? It's like it can be heartbreaking for many people, and even to cover that, they find it very hard to trust, not only trust people, but even to trust God. Say, God, but if you really love me, why did this happen? But it's a one other topic. And I remember one story of a friend was telling me the other day that this guy had been dating this girl for 5 years. I want to laugh, but it's a very serious issue, because you hear what he's saying. So this guy apparently had been dating this girl for 5 years, and there was a point where they dated for like 3 years or three and a half or something, and then they got engaged. So on the fifth year of the relationship, the girl comes to him and says, "Look, God told me I should not marry you." I'm laughing, but it's a serious story. You know what I mean? You can imagine how. Where do you start? I mean, this is why I'm laughing. The fact that, where do you start? If you're a guy and you've been dating someone for like 4 or 5 years, and then maybe you're engaged and your family knows them, you know your family and everybody else. Hey, maybe it's a girl as well, where maybe a guy comes to a girl they've been dating for a long time, and the guy comes and said, I don't know, God says I should marry you. And the whole family know there's this bond that has been there, and this guy, after 5 years, the girl comes up to him and says, God told me that, no, you're not my husband. I mean, I don't want to judge anything, but look, I'm just saying, I'm just trying to show you here what some of the things that I'm carrying out there. But having said that, I think it is what it is. But I think in closing, I'll just say it's very important for people to understand covenants. And all the same, I'm done for today. And please write on comment below and let me know in terms of what you think of covenants, and do you think covenants are really can people really maintain covenants? And maybe you've been in a not covenant, maybe by an arrangement that went wrong, or some of the experiences with regards. Okay, I want you to comment on the comment box below. Let me know some of the experiences relating to covenants, relating to agreements, relating to legal contracts, relating to any such sort of deals. Okay. Other than that, I gotta bounce, and this is Wisdom Mupudzi. Okay, I'm just gonna say my surname slowly. For someone in Bowman, Texas, you know yourself, okay? My name is Wisdom, and my surname is Mupudzi, so it's Wisdom Mupudzi, okay? Wisdom Mupudzi. I'm saying this slowly and nicely for someone in Bowman, Texas, you know yourself, okay? Other than that, always remember, you have an uncommon destiny, okay? And always make sure that when you make a promise to someone, keep it, okay? Or else renegotiate the terms of the promise, okay? Cool. I gotta bounce. See you later. Bye.